Okay, let's just begin now. All right, so start off with discussing Scream 8. So we all know Scream 7 is a coming. I'm still so curious how they're going to handle the marketing and everything involved with this movie because so far the marketing for Scream 7 is let's ruin all the surprises and maybe they'll forget about the controversy with the movie. That's all we've been hearing left and right is Scream 7. Let's see, supposed to be surprised. We had David Arquette, who again is got confirmed to be part of the movie. And David Arquette mentioned, yeah, his role was never supposed to be announced, his part of the movie. That was supposed to be a surprise. But remember, this wasn't a leak, this wasn't a scooper. This was the studio themselves who put it out there in an official journalist article with Deadline, Variety, all of them saying he in the movie. And then Matthew Lillard also was talking about how he was supposed to be a surprise also. We weren't supposed to know he was in the movie, but they're just letting everything go out there. And now the next tip of the barrel thing that's going on that I'm like, this has to be part of the marketing as well, is we got a report that was coming in through Production Weekly here, and even Daniel RPK, who's saying Scream 8 is going to be happening. It's going to be with Sydney Prescott again. It's her story, and we will be moving forward. Now, again, I have two trains of thoughts on this because as mad as I am with the Scream 7 stuff, I'm still a fan of this franchise. I still love it, and I know I'm going to go see it opening day. And I'm hoping if Scream 8 does happen, maybe they'll throw Melissa Barrera and Jen Ortega back in there because I would really appreciate that. But separating all that stuff aside, I mean, Sydney Prescott, I love her as a character, and I hope they do something justice with her in 7. The only reason I would be open to the idea of Scream 8 is now because Kevin Williamson is finally behind the chair, right? He's the director. And he had a really cool trilogy idea in mind when Scream 4 was made, right? Scream 4 was supposed to be the beginning of a new trilogy. There's a whole I think there's a whole bunch of articles and stuff you can find about what the original plan was. But if you don't remember, the original plan for Scream 4, 5, and 6 was that the movie was going to end with Jill having won. She thought she killed her aunt, Sydney, but instead she just like gave her amnesia. Then we would follow Sydney in college with Jill. Sydney wasn't going to college, but she was just around her niece, taking care of her, thinking maybe another Ghostface attack will happen, not realizing she was Ghostface and she just had amnesia. That part is dumb, but there would be a Ghostface coming after Jill saying, I know who you are. I know you're the real killer, and I'm going to expose you while also being Ghostface and killing other people. And I feel like that's trippy. I feel like that's so cool because that adds a different layer, right? We would have had Jill trying to do killerish things while trying to protect her secret, while there's another Ghostface trying to expose her secret. That would have been fun. And then I don't even remember what Scream, which that would have been 6 at that time, would have been. But it sounded like they had a plan, like they were trying to mix it up and keep it new. And I'm thinking if this is true and they are, well, then maybe there is another plan and that maybe they have an interesting, innovative idea to keep it going. And for Kevin Williamson, if he's still the director here, I'd be willing to give it a chance. But all of this, we're revealing cameos, revealing returning killers, revealing, even letting it slip that, hey, we got another movie. It all feels like desperation to be like, everything's okay here. There's no fire. We're come see the movie. You know, that's what it kind of ends up feeling to me. Two ghosts, two face. That would have been sick. That would have been sick. Well, I mean, the thing I just mentioned, that's not going to be the plot, but it sounded cool. Someone said that sounded stupid. The Nine didn't describe it right because I remember reading that full trilogy and I was like, that sounds fun. That sounds different at least, or, could have been something new. And so that's really the only thing is fine if you keep Kevin Williamson on board and have him going, because it was him and Wes Craven that were making the first 4 Scream movies so memorable, so good, so ahead of their time. I still think Scream 4 was so ahead. Like, did you know that movie was in 2011 and they had a guy IRL streaming through the whole film? And now in the big old year of 2025, IRL streaming is everywhere. This movie was ahead, and her motive killing for fame, dude, all of it was so ahead of its time. And I feel like that stuff is just kind of lost in the recent Scream movies where they don't feel that impactful with their message. They're just repeating plot points of the older movies. So all the drama and stuff aside, I'm only excited if Kevin Williamson is actually going to do something interesting with the brand and not just cash cowing this franchise, because it feels like that's all Spyglass wants to do, right? And we even had Jamie Kennedy, which I thought was so interesting, come out and speak out with Melissa Barrera. He's in support of her, which I'm very happy to see. That's why you're my Randy, Jamie. Jamie Kennedy said she should have never have been fired. She has her beliefs. Okay, she's allowed to have her beliefs. Other people on set have other beliefs. This is, it's the most difficult subject, one of the most difficult subjects to discuss right now in modern times. And she's brave enough to put her belief out there. If you don't like them, call her up, talk to her. I never seen that in terms of stardom. Who's so hot on the rise, just everything ripped away from a tweet. It's ridiculous. It's just going to fuel more. And that's kind of cool. But you know what that also tells me? He was probably one of the only legacy characters of Scream that didn't get that call to be like, you want to be an AI deep fake face in Scream 7 like David Arquette, Matthew Lillard, Roman Bridges? I feels like every single legacy character showing up in Scream 7 except him, and he was like, I F it. I'm just gonna speak on my case then. That's what it feels like probably would happen. So yeah. I'm still gonna give Scream 8 a chance for Sidney Prescott and Kevin Williamson. I just do think it's so weird, all these like little details. I mean, next thing you know, we're gonna get revealed Ghostface will have a hoverboard in Scream 7. Something wild. But you guys let me know. We'll see when the first trailer drops. I hope it blows me away. But Scream 8, what would you think they could do to keep it interesting, exciting, keep it going? I mean, yeah, like I would love Mr. Burr to show up or Jenna Ortega and whatnot, but I think that's not gonna happen until Scream 20. I think that's when we're gonna get that, something like that. But need a new Malibu Most Wanted. I like Malibu Most Wanted. I probably understand that movie has aged terribly because it's all about a white guy trying to be like a black guy. But I remember laughing my butt off. That was one of those movies they played every day on Comedy Central. That Joe Dirt, Road Trip, whatever other Comedy Central movies. I remember laughing a lot. And even Scary Movie 3 has a good Malibu Most Wanted parody in it. So yeah, good times. But yeah, you guys let me know how you feel on that. All right, let's get into some of the nitty gritty of what y'all wanted to talk about. Shrek 5, baby. Oh my Lord. Shrek World might be in danger, y'all. Shrek, I was so thrilled, so ecstatic.